Another resource that you'll use for mod every day is our attendance spreadsheet. And our attendance spreadsheet is housed in what we refer to as Sharepoint or Homeroom, and that's a part of Microsoft Office 365. So to get to it, what you're going to do is you're going to go to Microsoft Office 365 and you want to log in with your work account. So I'll go ahead and do that. And it's going to take you to what's known as the homeroom. This is another thing that you'll hear to it referred to as. So let me go ahead and put in my password. And this is the same password that you will use for your Microsoft Outlook. So if you ever change your Microsoft Outlook password, it's also going to change automatically for this one as well, because all of those accounts are linked. Now, when you first get this open, what you'll notice is that you have the option to actually install Office 2016 on your computer, on your work computer, or on your home computer, whatever you are currently working with. And it's totally up to you if you want to do that. You are not required to do that by any means, because everything that we use can all be done online. Now, our attendance spreadsheets are actually found on Excel Online. So if we go down here to the bottom, I'm going to go ahead and open up Excel Online. And what you'll see is my recent ones that are open. And these are one of the ones, or sorry, these are the files that have been shared with me. The first one is the attendance spreadsheet. We're going to open that in just a second. And then the third one down here is our contact list. And this is another good thing that you're going to want to know where it is, because if you ever need to call somebody in for an on-call hour, let's say that you have a bunch of students that are in there and not enough teachers, then what you would do is you would open up the contact list, and in there will be all of our mod teachers and then their preferred contact. So how you should try to first get a hold of them. Like for me, it's through text messaging. The second method of getting a hold of them, which for me would be link, and the last one would be through email, or last ditch effort to try to get them or to call them, whatever it may be. But all of our mod contacts are in there. Now let's go up to our attendance spreadsheet. So I'm going to go ahead and click on that. And what it's going to do is going to open this big gigantic file, this big Excel file that actually houses all of the attendance for all of our mod teachers. And you can see every mod teacher has a little tab of their own, and this one happens to be open to mine. Now, when you look at this, if I try to start, clicking on stuff, I can click on it, but I can't type anything in it because I'm not in editing mode. There are two ways to edit your attendance spreadsheet. The first way is by editing it in Excel. So we'll actually open this document into the Excel that's installed on your computer, and you can do it there. The only problem with this is once you do it that way, at the end of the week, on Thursdays is when our attendance gets looked at, is that you're going to have to upload all of that in. So it's really just a big copy and paste to do that. For me personally, I would rather just edit it all online, so that way my document is live the entire time and I don't have to worry about going back in and changing anything that way. So I prefer to use the second method, which is just edit in Excel Online. So once you click on that, what it will do is it's going to reopen that spreadsheet, but it's going to open it in an editable way. So meaning now I can click on these and I can actually type in there. All right. So this is the document that you're going to use anytime somebody signs into mod. So what you would do is you would have your entrance survey open. And once a student fills out that part of it, you're just going to copy and paste it. And where that's going to copy and paste is this blue section right here. It's going to have the date and time that the student signed in, their student ID number. Now their first name is only going to come across as an initial. It would come across as something like J. So you're going to have to go in and type in the first name of the student, but then their last name, their school, and their grade should be in there. Now, once the student is in your breakout room and you have them filling out their problem, what you can do then is, while they're doing that, is you can actually fill this out on your spreadsheet. So you would go to Math Course, which is actually a drop-down menu, and then you just want to search for the course that it is. So maybe it's Math A, and then you can type in their unit number. Maybe it's Unit 5, Lesson 2, and then let's say it's on page 234. and you go ahead and you put all of that in your spreadsheet. And then once you're done, once you're working with them, then you would want to go back and write in what the objective is. So maybe this one was, I don't know, we'll call it, let's do area of a circle. So I would just type that in there. Now, if there's any additional notes that you had, maybe the student struggled with it, you gave them particular resources, or anything else that's important about this particular one, maybe it was something along the lines of confusing radius and diameter, you can type that in there. So any kind of notes that you have, that's what this last column is for. And then the columns to the right, these will automatically populate. This is what our lead uses when she goes back in and she's checking everything. Now, the two yellow ones, the first ones that I kind of skipped over, these are the ones that you're going to input each time. So the first column is the teacher name, and obviously you want to make sure that you're filling out your spreadsheet and not somebody else's, so make sure that you're clicking on the correct tab. So you just write in your last name there, and then how many hours you are in mod. So a typical day would be 5 hours, and then on Fridays they're usually 2-hour blocks that were in there. Now if you're subbing, or if you're reduced hours, maybe you are taking half of a day or part of a day off, then you just put however many hours you were in mod. Now, once you put anything in here, it will automatically save it for you. So the next time I open up this document, everything that I just typed in here is already going to be in there. So I'm not going to have to worry about going back in and making any changes because it's already there for me. So once you're done with that, at the end of each day, what you just want to do is you just want to exit out. And it's just as easy as just clicking the X and closing it up. And once you're done with that, then you are good. So this right here, Office 365, is where you're going to find your attendance spreadsheet. It's also the place where any kind of documents that are shared. So like if I go back to my Excel, a spring break sharing is the spring break assignments that we were working on over spring break that were shared in one big file, so that way everybody could get there and type in what they learned. And it's just another collaborative portion that we have to use for NML.